ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your donkeys. It's season 3 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw. With your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, plus Quick Nick, our esteemed regulars, and Australia's best-looking creators. Many of whom have books for sale at comx.shop. Now, let's get stanky.
Yes, let's get skanky or stanky or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Welcome to Friday Night Drink and Draw, episode 86. We are drawing The Witcher tonight. I forget his real name. And our special guest is Jack Sloane. Woo!
Woo! And now, Jack, I'm going to serenade you. I've got my guitar ready. This could go absolutely ridiculous, but let's just try this. Right, ready? Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Whoa, whoa. That's how that goes, right?
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice, bro.
right.
Well done.
Yeah, so we are drawing Geralt of Rivia here to join us in such a endeavor. Now, Shane, this is a thing I want to do tonight. So if we're drawing Geralt of Rivia, you would be Shane of
ComX.
Yeah. You're from ComX. While joining me, and I am Sir Robert of Bayswater, and of course with me is Nicholas of
The quickest, sir.
Oh, Nicholas of the Quickest, sir.
Yes.
Sweet. And next to him is Bradley of This is going great. And then next to him, of course, is Alexander of
Sloppy Bunny Tunes on my Instagram.
Or Parramatta.
Okay. Everyone's missing the so Geralt of Rivia because he's from Rivia.
I got
I'm from that Instagram address.
Okay, right. We'll get there. And below Alexander of Sloppy Bunny Tunes is Nicholas of
Manus.
coming straight out the Manus.
He didn't say that, Rob.
And of course, then we have next to him, fresh newbie to the first time on the show, is Jay of
the West.
Okay, West Side,
Western Sydney.
Okay,
Nice.
And Sir David of
Leggy country. Mildura.
right.
Aboriginal name of Leggy country.
Okay, good.
That's where I'm coming at you from.
So not the Manus, then, Dave. You've left the Manus.
Only one person comes from the Manus.
Over there is the Manus.
And our special guest tonight, Jack of
Mount Druitt.
awesome.
I'm gonna do it right.
Nailed it. Yeah, so we are going to we lost Brad.
Yeah, we lost Brad.
Yeah. So we're drawing The Witcher. So, Sis, what we'd like to do is we go around the room and we say what we know about the character we're drawing. And oftentimes, we sort of average about 2 out of 10 people seem to have an idea of who we're drawing. How do you think we're going to go tonight? What do you know of The Witcher?
Well, so far we're 0 out of 8.
Okay.
I know he had a TV show, and I know he's a computer game, and I think he might be a book. I don't know.
He is a book. Okay.
He is a book. Okay, there you go.
The Witcher started as a six fantasy novels.
Welcome back, Nick. Welcome back.
Yeah, we missed you last week. There wasn't nearly enough visual jokes about my nose last week. It's good to have you back. Toss a nostril at your Spedsy. So 6 fantasy novels originally released in I didn't write it down. I think it's in the late 80s. which were then adapted into comics in 1993. There was a TV show. Oh, firstly, there was a film in 2001. Then there was a TV show in 2002. Then video games in 2007. And then a rock opera not long after that. And then a TV show in 2019. So you could argue that the games is what brought Geralt to the mainstream. However, the original book sold over 15 million copies. So Geralt was doing all right before all these fancy games and whatnot.
That's the novels you're talking about.
Yeah. And then the game series, of course, went on to be quite monstrous and sold 50 million copies itself.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Must have something going for it.
Yeah, must. So, Mr. Quick Cleary, what do you know of The Witcher?
I don't know a lot. I watched like half of the first season and enjoyed enough of it to say I'd seen enough. I know that deal that when video games bought the rights, they didn't pay a lot of money to the author, but they made a lot of money. That's what I know. So, and I wasn't aware of it. So I'm sure it's evened out in that his books probably went up, movie sales. He probably made a lot more money through it. So
now, quick, can I put you extra on the spot?
Go for it.
Could you, my child, this is real life, getting in the way. My child is having a bit of a meltdown. If I just drop out for 2 seconds, could you just take us around the room? Find out about The Witcher? I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
No worries. All right. Brad, Mr. Come and Go, tell us a little bit about what you know of The Witcher.
Okay. I think, mostly what Rob told me about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, great. Wow.
Now, what was the country that the books originated in?
Poland.
Poland?
Right.
No, the game is it the books as well? I know the game is
the
Polish,
books as well.
And I was going to talk about that because I'm Polish. So.
Well, wait your turn, mate.
Yeah, rude.
Yeah.
Tell us everything you know about Polish video games before Alex has a chance, Brad.
Yeah, go on.
Well, look, I haven't played the video games. I did live with a guy a couple of years ago who was like, "You've got to play The Witcher. It's the best game. You've got to play it." So I never did. But it's good. I watched the first season of the TV show. That was entertaining enough. I know that it's notorious for having lots of sexy times in there.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy times. And cool, gnarly monsters. So I'm trying to decide whether tonight I'm going to draw a gnarly monster or a sexy girl. Or maybe a sexy monster or a gnarly girl. They have those two.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Both. Yeah, about both.
Yeah, I want to see monsters having some sexy time like this.
It's not my thing, Rob, but good for you.
There's a thing called the internet,
No
Rob,
judgment.
and you'll find that's there.
I'm going to have to step away for a minute again. I've been Googling to do. Brad,
Make sure. Yes.
So we were playing around with the, we didn't get to hear what you were the Brad of, but if you had a medieval name that's, so, when they have a so it would be Geralt the Witcher, but like you might be like Bradley the Brave or something. What would be your the?
I would be Bradley the Burger Destroyer.
Burger Destroyer?
Burger
Destroyer.
Burger Destroyer. Okay, that makes
Yes,
sense.
I would destroy all burgers brought before me and sacrifice them to my unholy thirst. Thirst for burgers?
Your unholy lust.
Unholy lust for burgers. I demand more. I need more. Give me more burgers. Bring me your firstborn burger. I shall take it.
Maybe my history's a little bit skew-if, but were there many burgers around in the Dark Ages?
Oh yeah, they were definitely burgers, but it had a different meaning.
Okay, right.
That was someone of the ruling class back in the day. Was a burger.
Okay,
Habsburg?
right.
The Burgermeister.
In Germany.
Austria, no?
In
Austria,
another
was it?
life, I had
Germany.
I had the handle of Burgertron because I would do water pistol hits for payment of burgers. So if you wanted someone squirted with water, I'd do it for a burger.
Okay. Did you make much burgers in that?
I think I made 2 burgers in my career.
Okay.
So surprisingly little call for it. You'd be amazed.
Does the offer still stand? Like, could I organize
I
a
mean,
squirt on someone? Do you call it a?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
it's not a hit, what do you call? Is it a squirt? Like, organize a
It
squirt?
is a hit, yeah.
Oh, it's a hit.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah. But it's best not to call it that while the FBI is listening or anything like that, because it could get very confusing.
Okay. So if
In a
I
bad
sent
way.
you a burger and
Yes.
the initials AM somewhere in Sydney, would that be enough to go on for you to squirt Alex Major to travel down there and squirt him?
Yeah. Well,
But the
I'll be
FBI is
down in
listening
Sydney.
still. Welcome to the show.
I'll be down in
Watch
Sydney
it,
for
everybody.
Supernova this year, so I could make a little
Oh.
sidebar while I'm down there when
Okay.
Alex is least expecting it.
All right.
That's when you
At
got
a
to get 'em.
Supernova, I expect nothing but awesomeness there. So what am I getting?
It's not. I wouldn't do it at the Supernova. I'd hide in your bedroom the night before Supernova.
Okay.
Wait for you to
Oh,
come home.
nice. Back to
Download on
Monster
your
and
face.
sexy time together.
Yeah, that's right.
So Alex,
Yes.
the year is 2025.
Yes.
You've just spent your feet are killing you. You've just spent all day walking around meeting other creators at Supernova. You
Yeah.
get home, you tuck yourself in, you say goodnight to your cats.
Yeah.
And then there's a silhouette at the end of your bed, and suddenly you're squirted in the face. What comes to your mind?
Well,
Sounds so
just quickly reach for my wallet. Then just ask them, is $20 enough to cover this?
I knew you loved Donald Trump.
I do it for the love.
Yeah,
And
I was like, I understand. Whatever. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. Go back to Brad. He might have
neither do
more
we.
stuff to say about The Witcher. Being a big fan.
Yeah. It's a pop culture phenomenon that I know next to nothing about. But yeah, I'm gonna do something tonight.
Just to be clear, Brad, what it was a pop culture what?
Phenomenon.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenon.
Do.
Yeah.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. I mean, I wanted to, but
You guys have got it going on.
Alex Major.
Yes.
So, firstly, before we talk about Geralt of Rivia, I want to know if you were the villain of a fantasy piece, and so the hero needs to spend a whole book finding a particular artifact or some sort of MacGuffin to use to kill you, what would be that thing that they need to find? What's like your enchanted sword or something?
well, so basically he asked me what could people kill me with?
Yeah.
I'm not giving that. I'm surviving this story. I'll be like, I hate carrot cake. Oh no, don't give me lots of those. Don't give me lattes in the morning, please. Oh no. I hate it when there's too much money in my bank account. Anything else you want me to tell my enemy that I hate?
Were lattes big in the Dark Ages? I don't.
Yes, they were. I'm from Venice. We are in Venice, right? This is like 1457 Venice. I'm just frolicking the streets. I'm sure there was cappuccino, probably. Sorry, my bad. Give me the cappuccinos, and I'm sure they had some kind of sweeteners.
I was completely talking out of my butt.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's your future mate.
That's like a bukkake party.
Yeah, we're going to get a whole other brand of viewer soon. Alex, serious question. Like, I was just being a facetious jerk. When was the first coffee / cappuccino, whatever?
I have no idea. I don't know who invented coffee. Was it the Brazilians?
Well, you seem so knowledgeable that in 1427 or whatever.
Oh, no, they were just. I just also pulled them from my backside.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm just making it. I don't know. I don't know what happened in 1457 Venice. I'm just assuming if I was like, didn't need to use if I didn't need to use research and I was going to come up with something, then I'd be thinking, 1457 Venice, walking down the square near the tower, sipping my cappuccino, and then I'll be just like keeping my weaknesses a secret to my enemies.
Okay. So the way
I don't know what would kill me. I'm guessing a gun would kill me.
Well,
you could kill me with a bazooka.
I think based on everything you've said, I think it's pull an enchanted latte out of your backside, and that would
kill most people.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that doesn't work, Rob, because that's just like like when you fart, everybody else thinks it smells bad, but you don't. So that would be like if the latte was coming from my ass, probably be the same thing. Now, if it came from somebody else's ass, I think that would be dangerous.
Can I just duck out for 2 minutes?
No.
No. My Uber Eats is here.
I hear
I'll be right back.
song coming up.
Invite him in. We've got a spare spot.
Yeah, does he draw?
Hey, Davo, why don't you on here, mate?
So anyways, go on, Rob. It's your show.
Yeah, it's
yeah. I created. There you go. Peter says I created the coffee because I traveled in time in my phone booth.
We're all getting into the role playing tonight. I feel like we're all.
But going about, if you want to go talk about The Witcher, I partied at the same place they were partying at.
Oh, really?
The game, because I was at a China Joy in China, in China of all places, Shanghai. Ding, 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 bell, bell, bell. And I got in. The Polish consulate had an exhibition there, and they had like a video game exhibition after party. So I got invited because they're like, "Hey, Alex, aren't you Polish?" Yeah. So they were like, "Come over to this thing." There's like the Polish consulate has like an after party. So I showed up, and all the Polish video game developers were there. So. And that's how I found out there's this game called The Witcher. It's made in Poland.
So the author, I'll butcher his name, is Andrzej Sapkowski, but he's Polish, a Polish author. And so you're saying the video game was developed in Poland as well?
Yeah, it's developed in Warsaw. I forgot. What some people, the same guys that did Cyberpunk.
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, there you go. That's one. CD Projekt Red. Yeah. But I have a feeling like I mean, I'm just going to say because of the headset, I reckon Jay plays a lot of video games and he'll know a lot more about video game gossip.
Well, Jay's got another. I hate to break out the guitar twice in one episode.
Do you though? Do you hate to break it out?
What's Jay having for tea? What's for tea, Jay?
I got bubble tea.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't. Well, it was drinking dry. I assume it'd be some sort of beverage, right? So, yeah, bubble tea.
So, okay. I'm a Coco's man myself.
All right.
Okay.
You guys don't drink bubble tea? Come on.
I don't know what that is.
It's tea with bubbles in it, Dave.
Wow.
But not bubbles like you know, Dave. They'll blow your mind.
Right. Okay.
I like to put custard as well in there. My girlfriend thinks it's gross.
Yeah, no, see, for me, a bubble tea is kind of like a soup. I don't know, am I drinking or am I eating? Which is it? Let's make up our mind. I don't need
some of it has
drink.
gone to like a dessert sort of thing. Like they put all these toppings and stuff in it. It's like, yeah, is it a meal or is it a drink? So I just don't deal with the toppings.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is a
It's
delightful
delivered by
drink.
Uber Eats, so it's obviously a food.
Well, speaking of bubbly individuals, our sunbeam of happiness, they call him the man of puppies and flowers. Of course, it's Nick May. Nick, if you had a Nicholas the, not the mainest, the wobbly.
Yeah. I think.
Wobbly.
Now, it's the Dark Ages. You're known as Nicholas the Wobbly, you know, in this vast sort of castle, township, whatever. Why? So let's say the name the Wobbly was given to you. Why was it given to you?
I'm guessing because everything's pretty literal in the Dark Ages. That's when literature was invented, I believe. It's because I wobble.
Like, so when you walk, so
when I do anything.
There goes Nicholas the Unsturdy. Nay, that is Nicholas the Wobbly. Now, Nicholas the Wobbly, if you were brought before the king, are you sort of like, are you a warrior type ready to do his bidding, or are you a jester type? Are you going to make him laugh? What can you offer?
I can't offer anything except that I am a notorious yes man. So the king would ask me to do something that is way outside of my area of expertise, which is wobbling. And, you know, he might ask me to go and kill a witch or something, and I'd just say yes. And then I'd probably just wobble my way into a forest and stand behind a tree for about 8 weeks and hope that they forgot about me. I don't know.
Now, I don't want to poop on your parade, but notorious yes man. I don't know about that. Now, we have Brad here, who is a improviser. Now, one of the first rules of improvising is yes and. Key word there being yes. Now, you might recall 2 weeks ago on the show, I had you wearing hats, and then we were going to do this hats on, hats off gig at the end. And I got you. I was like, all right, hat on. And there was no yesing. It was actually quite the opposite. You said, I'm not your effing puppet.
I don't think that happened. Yes, Rob.
Is that the exact quote, Rob, or did you change some? Are you trying to hide some naughty words?
Now, see, I can't remember if
it
actually did have the F word, but that's how it felt. So
retelling
the story.
That's not in my vocabulary. Remember, I am living in the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
They made that word up in Roman times, mate.
Yep. I wasn't in Rome in the Dark Ages, mate. I was in Germany.
Most people were Roman in the Dark Ages because it was hard to see. So you're just sort of like Roman everywhere. Get it?
That one didn't work, Rob.
It worked, mate.
They call them gypsies, don't they?
Oh no, you can't say that anymore. They're Romas or something. You can't.
Yeah,
I don't think you can say the G words anymore.
No.
Oh, it's the other way around. You're not allowed to say gypsy, so you got to call them Roma.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, you have to call them Roma. Yeah.
What other words can't we say anymore, Dave?
I can't say bloody anything nowadays, mate.
Easy.
Yeah, it's a family show.
All right, Jay, it's your turn. Nick, I haven't even asked you, what do you know about The Witcher? Do you know anything about The Witcher? Played any of the games? Read any of the books? Any of that?
Met any of the developers?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure The Witcher is a series based on Lee Chalker's Chinwag. I think there's The Witcher, The Watcher, The Houcher, The Wencher. No, I don't know anything. I know that Henry Cavill is in the TV show, and he has a sweet wig, and that's about all I know. And that's what bald people usually notice, just the wigs. And mentally, I'm trying it on. So yeah.
Given that, like, if you had to wear a wig, is that in the sort of the top 5 like wigs, like that, or Khaleesi? I mean, Khaleesi's probably the exact same wig. Or like a Henry Winkler, what's that thing called? It's a
wig.
Trompeador.
Henry Winkler didn't have a bloody wig.
Dave, do your research, mate. How's
Really?
it? No, I don't
I'd
know.
probably wear Burt Reynolds' wig, I think.
Okay.
I'd see you more as like a Tina Turner wig.
Me too, actually. Yes, Alex. I see myself as Tina Turner.
Yeah,
No, just the hair. I don't think because of the beard you couldn't pull it off, but I reckon that
I
you
can't
have
pull
like
it
that
off.
kind of thing.
I think most nights you have to pull it off. It gets all moist underneath.
Oh, come on, Rob. What?
Speaking of no, all right, Jay, it's your turn up at bat. So, if you had to be Jay, well, see, Jay's not a very medieval name. Can we give you like a?
Well, my name is actually Jack. I just don't put it on YouTube because I just didn't want to put my personal name on it. But it's actually Jack.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jack's pretty medieval, isn't it?
Yeah, I want it longer with a TH on the end, like Jacketh.
Jacketh? Oh, right, okay.
Actually, that sounds weird.
That didn't sound right, Rob.
No.
We want Jack to come back.
Jack Rabbit.
Well, so Jack, are you Jack the? What would you be?
I know how to use a sword, so I'd totally be an executioner.
Okay.
Wow.
Could you rip things?
Big swing, lopping heads off.
Yeah, it's not that hard actually. I've cut things with swords before.
Are you just like at the king's whimsy, just like the king says off with his head?
I want that guy dead. Yes, I'll execute that order.
No, not that one. The one
No,
next
Rob,
to
I
it.
want to know, Jay, what have you been cutting with swords? Like watermelons or people?
Okay, so I use a katana, so I practice martial arts. So we cut bamboo, like we get bamboo tatami mats and we roll it up, and it pretty much simulates, I guess, the density of a human limb. So if you can cut that, you can cut someone's limb.
Oh, nasty.
So
wow,
especially if they're made out of bamboo.
Yeah,
maybe I wish you lived in Melbourne.
I'm sure it's in my room somewhere. I don't know if we could pull it out for the show, but probably not.
Now,
you live too close to Parramatta for my comfort.
Yeah, Jack, how many burgers would I need to send you for you to go and chop one of Alex's arms off?
How good are the burgers?
There's bubble tea bits in them.
That convinced me.
Yeah. Now he won't put up much of a fight because he's already been squirted in the face, so he's already taken some damage points. Jack, do you know much about The Witcher?
I've only seen the TV show in like 4 episodes. Then I said I'll come back to it later, and I totally didn't.
Did you stick around long enough for Yennefer's transformation into like one of the hottest people ever?
I think I missed that. Maybe I should go back, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Sounds like we all should.
If you enjoy looking at hot people, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's not what I like to do.
Fair enough.
That's why you had to destroy all your mirrors, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah.
I
just had too much luck going on in my life as well. So I was like, just cracking mirrors and making sure black cats walk in front of me. And,
yeah. Nice.
And have like a lot of number 13s around. Anyways, go back to Jay. He's more interesting.
Jay. So enjoying Geralt. How are you approaching it? Are we going for a action shot? I
went with, I guess, a little
shot
sort of thing. Maybe I should take a photo and send it through. It's hard to see on camera, right? Oh, there we go.
No, it's good. Wow. Great. Wow, look at that chain. That is.
Oh yeah, it's a bit probably too big. I made it, so I guess he's a bling bling guy, right?
Yeah. He's the Ice Cube of the Dark Age.
Isn't that a Western Suburbs thing?
I suppose so.
Mate.
Yeah, there you go.
Looking good, Jay.
Looking good.
Yeah, awesome.
Good on you.
All right, Dave. What do you know? What do you got?
Well, you stole some of me thunder because I knew that it was a novel. There was 6 of them or something. Or there was a lot of them, and he was Polish. And Sapkowski or Spetowski or something was his name of the author.
Sapkowski.
Sapowski. Andrzej
Yeah.
Sapowski.
Say it again.
Andrzej Sapowski.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Hungary
That
close
sounds
to
right.
Poland? It is, right? They're like
Yeah,
neighbors.
but my dad's Polish, and I lived there. I went to kindergarten there, and mum's Hungarian. But I am like
right.
half Polish. Like I speak it. Like I go to the Polish shop, and they laugh at me how childish my Polish sounds.
Yeah.
And they talk to me like a 5-year-old.
Wow.
Just like the English speakers. Anyways, back to Dave.
Thanks, mate. What did you ask me? Yeah.
Can you speak Polish like a child?
Yeah, I just hit the ball into your square, Dave. It's your turn to
Yeah.
run.
I've heard of Krakow, Warsaw. We're talking about Poland?
Sure.
What are you talking
I lived in Krakow. I actually lived in a suburb, grew up in a suburb called Nowa Huta, which is the
All right.
gangster type part of.
Yes. I'm not surprised. That's why you moved to Parramatta.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, it feels like home.
Yeah, and I had some comics at the Lodz in Poland, a gaming and comic convention.
Wait, you had some comics there?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So Amazing Tales was for sale in Poland?
Just as an exhibition.
Okay, rewind.
Oh,
what are you talking about? Tell us all of it. You do an exhibition.
I was invited.
Wait a sec.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
To submit some of my work, comics, etc., Anzac book, etc.
Yeah.
To the Lodz Comic and Gaming Festival in Poland.
Yeah.
And it is the biggest comic and gaming festival in Europe. So
Wow.
I was very lucky, and so that's about
Wait,
it. Really. No,
did I tell you? Wait, sorry, Dave. Did I tell you that the biggest comic festival is in Łódź, in Poland?
Yeah,
I think
that's
maybe
what they
biggest
told
in
me.
Eastern Europe, because Angoulême is like the biggest comic convention in the world, also in Europe.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's Eastern Europe then.
Those Polish people, we like to exaggerate.
Yeah. Right.
Or you like to poop on Dave's parade because
Yeah,
Dave's
I was
like,
having a
my
go
books
at it.
are
You like to
the
do both?
biggest
like to
show
do both?
ever in Poland, and you're like, nah.
Yeah.
It was a garage
That's
sale.
also, I just say that Dave's better than
I can't say that anymore now.
Oh,
Dave,
You'll say it,
continue
Dave.
saying that. Don't listen to me.
All right. I won't listen to you.
So Dave, you just sent your books, or you went?
No, I just sent me books. Some of the fellas who were invited went over, and I didn't. I had more pressing engagements going on back here in Australia. All those issues of Amazing Tales I had to get finished.
Yeah. And so someone was selling you books over there, or
No.
they're just like showing them off to people?
Just they had them behind glass, Exhibit A, this sort of thing.
Yeah, right.
that's really cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
They've had it again since. Someone I didn't get invited the second time, but other people they've had it. I know at least one other time they did it with Australian artists and comic creators.
Mm.
There was a. Do I have it? Just a second. You guys talk.
But anyway, you're going to ask me what I would like to be, what my name was in medieval days, was it?
Yeah.
I think it would be Two Dogs.
David the Two Dogs.
David of the Two Dogs, yes.
David of the Two Dogs.
You know the joke, Two Dogs?
No.
I know the joke.
Okay, well, I can't tell you on this
Perhaps you
show,
should-
mate.
No.
They're my favorite jokes, the ones that I can't be told.
Well, I definitely. I'll tell you after the show, mate.
Because you'll
So just
find
the
out
guys
how
like
really bad
Australian
they are.
Polish project. There was I don't know if you guys remember Pieces has done a bunch of us these were in there
Yeah.
as well. Somebody was in. I think were you in it, Rob, or somebody else?
I wish. Tim McEwen was in the second one, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So that's like
Him and his son were in
Polish
the-
Australia. So it's not. So it's another time Polish and Poland and Australia got together for comics.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, I wasn't in it because I would talk about it all the time. I would not shut up about that shit. Yeah, no, Dave, I've got a similar. See, my medieval name would be Robert of Nantucket. That's based on a joke I can't say either.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it. Tell us the whole joke. I remember it's more of a limerick, right?
That's a limerick, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't even know how it goes. I just know it rhymes with bucket.
So once there was a
hole
rock
and
from
something.
Nantucket, and then what?
Yeah, something or other.
Oh dear.
So we have
Dave,
two.
you know it?
Stickers like for a bucket.
What's happening to the show, Sis?
Well, let's talk to Mr. Jack Sloane, who chose our theme for the night. Jack, who is the Witcher? Who is Geralt? Why do you like him? Tell us about it.
Well, you guys pretty much nailed all the points there. Like, you even taught me something that I didn't know. You something about a musical or something like that. That blew my mind. I had no idea there was a theatre show or something like that. So
Yeah, rock opera, apparently.
Yeah, rock opera. Yeah. You wouldn't think that'd be the type of character you can convert into a rock opera, but they did, obviously. So, kudos to them. Well done. But, yeah, you guys pretty much nailed it all. Yeah, he's just one of those really cool characters that obviously starting to hit his stride now in pop culture with on the back of the Netflix show and the successful third video game that came out. I can't remember the year. It's not going back too far, but the third game, The Witcher: The Wild Hunt, that's what really brought a lot of the audience, to the character, and I'm pretty sure that's what the Netflix deals were made off the back of that specific video game. So apart from that, like I said, you guys pretty much nailed it, or even taught me some stuff.
That's a first. That's a first. Because usually we know nothing about anything.
So I've played the video game. I really enjoyed it. Did I hear it's the last of obviously it's the third in the trilogy, but there is no more games coming. It would
that's that's the end of they're working on a new Witcher title, but the story of Geralt is finished. They're not going to continue on with Geralt. Apparently Geralt's story finished in the video game, and if you played through the whole video game and you played the expansion packs and all that, you kind of do get a nice end to his story, which is really good. So they're bringing out a new Witcher game, whether they go back to the the original origin stories and stuff like that. There's spin-off shows on Netflix and stuff that they may base the new game off of, but Geralt's story is complete as far as from the books. I like how obviously, originally it started back with the novels and the way they were able to work the novels into the video game. And so if you were to read the novels and then play through the 3 video games, that completes Geralt of Rivia's story, as far as I know and from what I've been hearing. So, yeah.
Right. So, sorry.
Does that upset you as a fan?
Sorry, Alex. What'd you say?
Does it upset you as a fan that they're finishing it up, or you kind of want to have you want more
as a fan? Yeah. As a fan, definitely, I'm a little bit, I'm a bit upset with it. Like, just purely because, I'm a massive comic fan, a massive pop culture fan, and Geralt of Rivia is my favorite character across all medias and all platforms and all that sort of stuff. So, to have his story finished, I've read the books and played through the games and that. No, I'm not going to get anything else. So, I like that, Nick. Well done. Yeah, bring him back. It's a bit upsetting, but that being said, it's kind of good because the books were fantastic and the game was fantastic, and you got that really good end to his story. You kind of, you can kind of flog a dead horse sometimes. They tend to do that quite a lot. Drive shows in the ground, like with The Walking Dead and all that sort of stuff. They just kind of really keep flogging it. So a little bit upset, but kind of happy that the story is complete and the character did get a good finish.
Yeah. That poses an interesting question. Sis, do you prefer a character that you enjoy, their story having a beginning, middle, and end, like a Geralt, or a Batman type thing where it's never ending and you can always jump in on a new adventure he's kind of suspended in time almost.
Big question.
I was going to say, as a huge comic fan of the X-Men, I would hate for that to stop. So even when it got bad, it was good. So yeah, go forever.
Yeah, but would you like to read though, like maybe, the X-Men team eventually members retire, die off, etc., and bit by bit are replaced. So
Oh yeah, I love that sort of stuff. I mean, X-Men have always been like that.
yeah, so maybe you get a Wolverine's origin, his joining the team, and his eventual death or leaving the team or whatever, and then you're on to the next team of characters, and never to have Wolverine back again.
Oh, I get you. I would live with that.
Yeah. What about you, Quick? Character arcs that actually finish or never endings?
I can tell you, just so I can talk more about myself. Detective Budgie's only going to have 5 books. Like, I've planned the ending. I'm always writing to this is where it's going to. Because I think endings are great. Then you've got a full story, and that's what the storyteller I'm interested in doing. If something happens and people want to buy more and more Budgie, I might change my mind. But at the moment, 5 books is the plan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So you wrap up the Budgie tale, but just on your last issue is when the book explodes and
yeah, I'll flip.
Tales of the Budgie.
Yeah, he had a son the whole time. Here it is.
Yeah.
Brad, are you a one and done sort of guy, or tell the story, have it ongoing forever?
I think there's a goodness to having a finish to a story. Part of what I like, one of my favorite comics when I was growing up, and I think I've spoken about this on the show before, was The Dark Knight Returns, which was very much like an ending for the Batman. It was good. I think ongoing narratives like superhero comics are basically just soap operas anyway. So they are designed to keep on going and going and going and going. But I have to admit, I disagree strongly with Sizzle when he says, even when it's bad, it's good. No. When it's bad, it's bad. And it's really bad. But it can always get good again. So that's the advantage you have. If you just keep on going, you can like go all the way from really good and go to this is shit and go all the way back to, oh, this is really good again.
Yeah. What about the stories that you create, Brad?
Well, most of the stories I create, like in all honesty, like they're just like they're one joke or one pun which I'm trying to get out of the way in 10 pages or something like that. So they're not designed to go on forever. Obviously, Tales Too Stupid to Tell, they have no continuity. And I am working on a couple of continuing stories, and they're good. But both of them actually, I have a specific end in mind. So I think that I guess ending is what I like, but I think it's not a creative decision that there'll never be a final Batman comic. It's a financial decision because they can't afford to stop publishing Batman comics. So. I guess my preference is for a definitive ending. I'm with Craig. Sean Craig just said, best comics have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I agree with that. Yeah.
Something that I find super curious, Brad, if you're down to answer it. My brother is a improv comedian, teaches improv. You're an improv comedian yourself.
What's his name?
His name's Bronny.
Do I know him?
What?
Do I know him?
I don't know. Do you? You share the first 2 letters of your name, so you're in the Brewer Club.
Well, then I must know him.
I'll send you his deets after the show. But
right on.
What was my point? So comics and books and all these things, I'm very accustomed to making a story and then it lives forever, sort of thing. Like I sell it or whatever, and it exists.
Yeah.
You tell stories every night on stage and create characters, come up with one-liners, and it's for the people in the room, and then it's gone.
That's right.
What? Like does the comic book storyteller in you fight with you essentially just gave this story, you created it, you gave it to those people, and now it's gone. How does that work in your head?
Wow, that's a really insightful question, Rob. What's going on? No, I think they're both the storytelling in a comic. Obviously, you guys all know this. A comic is something that you sit with for like a month to a year to a decade working on, and a lot of the storytelling techniques that I use in my improv, I use in my comics. I generally never know exactly how the story is going to go. I have certain things that I want to hit, certain points I want to hit, but I generally just, as I'm writing it, I'm just like going, oh, well, what goes on? And a lot of goodness comes up from not having a plan, because you can make connections that otherwise you might miss. But yeah, having said that, it's exactly the same technique, because with a improv show, an improv scene, it's 3 minutes as opposed to like 4 months or whatever. But it's exactly the same. You want to have something which has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it has enough to keep the audience engaged and delighted with what's going on. So I think they're both finite. It's just a question of how much effort you're willing to put in. And oh my God, comics.
Do you ever find yourself like, a good joke or a scenario pops up in improv and you go, I've got to hold on to that one?
Yeah, there are certain ideas that I do hold on to and come back to. I try not to. I don't want to just be doing the same thing over and over again, particularly in an improv show.
I guess, I don't mean like you would then improv it again the next night. I mean like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to put that into a book or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's there's like all sorts of like there. Not so much things, but just ideas that appeal to me. There's like an idea that I have for an upcoming comic, which is just like two the classic two characters who have nothing in common, who are friends and hang out, and it's just like it's inspired by improv stuff. Yeah, definitely. Like it all feeds into like the creativity.
Yeah.
We're all creatives here, so we all know that like every time, like. We're never off duty. There's always something happening. It's like, and you have to that's why people have notebooks. They have to I'm going to write that one down so I don't lose it.
What's up, Sis?
I was just going. You said all creatives here, and I'm like, no, not everyone here is a creative.
You're more creative.
Never got me now.
Alex, how do you like your stories? Do you like them?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was thinking about it, and as a former, I'm not currently, but as a former fan of Dilbert, I kind of wish that comic ended 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it kind of didn't go. And I think that actually everything has that kind of a life cycle. Like, big Simpsons fan growing up, but I reckon if they stop that now, I'll be cool with it. And probably not unpopular, but I'd be also cool with South Park ending. And I think I like a story to kind of end, because like it's hard to jump on. Like my biggest thing with getting into the reason I haven't gotten into Marvel and DC comics, because there's just too much lore for a lazy person like me to get into. So I got into all the Image comics because I could get it was very easy to buy the last 20. I was like, oh, Spawn issue 22. I can find the 21st issues or just buy the graphic novels. And I can do that in a weekend and catch up. I can't catch up with X-Men.
Yeah.
But Spawn's now gone for too long, so Todd McFarlane can end that too, for all I care. I reckon 100. I reckon for a comic, if you can do 100 issues, I reckon that's like a sweet number for.
Yeah.
What about you, Wobbly? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Brad, go.
I was going to say, Alex, have you read Cerebus? He went for 300
Yeah,
issues.
he went to 300. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that
was
was
a
too
bit
long.
insane. Yeah, that was a bit insane. But like reading it as well, and it became more like I remember. I don't know the story. I bought a couple of issues, like black and white indie comics, and I remember like half the comic was just an opinion piece, and the other half was the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty boring, I thought.
I like Bone. I like Bone better, but I think Bone as well. I think it was more. I like the cartoony drawings.
Yeah, Bone was good.
Bone is so good.
that's such a good drawing.
Nice.
Wobbly Manus, what about you? Are you you like your stories ongoing, or you like a well-rounded piece? It's way sexier than I meant a lot of these comics tonight.
I'm quite happy for stories to be ongoing, but I think the things that I always enjoyed with like Marvel or DC Comics is when they brought on like an indie creator or whatever who was given an issue or two issues to tell their little story. So sort of if you had the knowledge of the ongoing series, then that sort of feeds into it, but you don't necessarily need to know that. So like when Paul Pope did Batman and I guess Mike Allred did some Fantastic Four stuff for a little while and whatever, just those sorts of things I really enjoyed. So I'm happy for them to, like, for major properties to work concurrently with ongoing and one shots or whatever. yeah, correct. But generally speaking, I think I like, when I'm creating, I like my stories to have an ending just in case it's the last time I ever use those characters. So yeah.
For the longest time, I thought Paul Pope was the name of the book and not the creator, because I think it's one of his books that has a number title. But anyway, his name was huge on the spine, and so for the longest time, I wondered what that book was about. To me, it was a guy. It was like John Paul the Pope or whatever. Yeah, it's very curious. Jay, are you you like your stories beginning, middle, and end, or have them run forever?
I like it with an ending, because sometimes some things can go for so long. I come from I enjoy my anime and manga. Growing up, I watched Naruto and One Piece, which are like the two biggest Shonen Jumps anime, and they're going for 1,000 eps right now, and I'm just like, when will it end? So eventually, I like some things to end, but some things, I guess, if they go on forever, you get to enjoy that universe for a bit more, right? But
yeah.
I'm a bit of both, I guess.
What's your
Dragon Ball's
favorite?
still ongoing, isn't it?
Sorry?
Dragon Ball's still ongoing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's I think they're up to Dragon Ball Super or something, but I didn't tune into that. It ended with Dragon Ball Z for me. That's it.
Sorry, Rob, my bad. Apologies.
No, that's all right. I just realised the time too. I've gotten a bit crazy going around the room twice, but we'll keep going. Dave, how do you like your stories?
Yeah, I like to have an ending, beginning, middle, and end. Ooh. Beginning, middle, and end is what I like. Yep.
Do you have a Dropship 15 ending in mind, or is it till you run out of
to the series, you mean? Oh, okay. No, I don't. So yeah, okay. Well, yeah. I don't write serials. So I suppose that's what I was meaning by beginning, middle, and end. All my stories have an ending in them,
right?
Pretty much. But yeah, I haven't really thought that far ahead for the series. Will
there come a time when Lee hangs up the space laser? Or That's
right. I haven't really considered that sort of option. So Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen there, mate.
Issue 34, a tale not so amazing, and Lee dead on the cover. All right, Jack, we're back to you. Now we'll incorporate your answer into a segment that we call
Now it's that part of the show where we shine a big shiny spotlight on one of our creator friends. This week, we welcome
Name
and talk about their creative journey. Please, everybody, make some noise for
Name.
Yes, this week's guest is Jack Sloane. All right, Sir Jacketh of Sloaneth. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, your love of comics. Just give us the spiel. What do you got?
Well, the name's Jack. I own my own little, we can call it a little comic company. I started when COVID first hit. Because I'm sitting around the house bored shitless. So think it's something to do. Why not start a comic company? So I started that with my brother-in-law. We've kicked that off the ground about a year into the pandemic, and we started releasing our own character designs and whatnot on Instagram, and that gained us because he's a good artist and I'm half dodgy, half decent, so we're gaining a little bit of traction there, and we gained I don't know how we managed to do it, but we kind of tapped into more of an American-based audience.
Oh, wow, good on you.
So that was it was a bit weird to be connecting with people overseas and stuff like that. So we did that, and we've got a couple of books out. I was the first one to release a book on Kickstarter with my original character. His name is Colt, and by the name you can probably guess that he's a bit of a gun nut. So we released that. That was pretty well received. I funded in about half an hour on Kickstarter, so that was that blew my mind. I didn't think we were going to do that.
Wow.
But we managed to do that, and the rest is kind of history. We've like I said, we've got a couple of books out. One of the as you can see, the name of the company below my name there is Slate ComX. It's a bit of an amalgamation of mine and my partner's, my brother-in-law's name, and we managed to rope in one of these American fellows named Dennis. He brought his original character that he's had in his head since 1988, I think he said. So that was really cool to give him that creative opportunity to get his character out there, and that's a pretty good character, pretty badass book. That's pretty much what I do and what I represent.
So tell us what's Colt about.
Colt, it's kind of I'll delve into Colt actually. The reason I chose Geralt of Rivia tonight is obviously because, like I said, he's one of my favorite characters, and my other favorite character I love is the Punisher. Yeah. So I drew inspiration from both of them characters. As you do, your character wants to be something that keeps you interested and makes you want to keep drawing. It's, as they say, it's a lonely occupation at the desk. You want to stay interested in what you're doing. So, the way I describe Colt, my elevator pitch is if Geralt of Rivia and Frank Castle had a love child, you get my character Colt. He's a monster. Oh, sweet, cool.
Oh, nice.
That's the first cover from the Kickstarter. So he's a monster hunter and dark vigilante type character. I'm a big Todd McFarlane fan, and I pretty much listen to everything he's ever put on YouTube. And he always says that who is Spawn, and he says it's essentially him. What he would do if he was given those sort of powers and whatnot. And Colt, I didn't base him off myself because he's supposed to be decent looking, and I got to have like a baboon's ass. So personality's based off of me, and he's the way he views things. That's that's straight out of my thoughts and whatnot. So he is essentially a monster hunter. I have a great big story to tell where he does hunt down some really great monsters and stuff like that. But the
Brad.
I was going to say there's a thunderstorm going on.
Very, very, very breathy, mate.
How's that?
In the first book I did, I wanted to touch on something a little bit different. And the first book, he doesn't actually go after a monster; he goes after a serial killer, because I think that a serial killer is probably the worst monster of all. If we're being serious, like you see a werewolf, they'll eat to survive. A vampire will drink blood to survive, but a serial killer will just do it because he's evil. So that was the first I wanted to send the message out to the audience that this is a character that's I've probably touched more on the Frank Castle side of the character there, and it was very well received. A lot of people liked it. It was weird. People liked the villain in the book more than they liked Colt.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
But a lot of people like the character, and it's been a while between drinks, between the release of the first book and the second one, which goes to Kickstarter next Wednesday. But it's I had a lot of people reaching out asking when the next issue was coming, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, the long story short, he's a pissed off monster hunter.
Okay. And what's your role in the book? Are you writer, artist, both?
I write and pencil and ink the book, and I have my a lovely lady from Brazil named Bia Navarro. She colors the book for me, and she's fantastic. And I'm even going to letter this book myself as well, so it's something I've never done before. So kind of shit myself a bit there, but we'll see how it goes.
No, that's awesome. And so you said there's a couple of books. So
I love that.
and then there's the book that the other gentleman, Dennis, does. Is there another book, one of your creator and characters as well, or is it those two?
Just those two at the moment. Yeah, with my the first book was that I released on Kickstarter was quite a chunky book. I think it went out to about, I think it was something like 55 pages or something like that. So we split that in half, and that's issue 1 and issue 2. I'll get into why we did that a little bit later when I touch on the group I'm a part of. But so we split that up. So this is technically book 2, but in the way we've done it, it's actually issue 3 that's heading to Kickstarter now. So we've got 2 cult books and the Celestial Knight that Dennis did. And the Celestial Knight, he's basically he's like our Superman. He's just this, obviously he's this got this armor that's from outer space and stuff like that. It's a really cool book. He's done well, and I think he done all of that. He wrote it, penciled it, inked it, colored it. He's an absolute monster, that bloke. So yeah, he done that book by himself, and he's got that second part of that coming out this year as well. And I'm hoping to head to Kickstarter at the end of this year with issue 4 of Cult as well. So we're moving ahead, slowly, but we're going to Supernova this year. I think it's June. I think it falls in. We'll Supernova Sydney. For the first time we'll be there, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully link up with a couple of my Western Sydney guys and Sydney guys there. That'd be good to see you guys there.
You're putting peer pressure on me, Jack. Is that what's happening?
If I don't see you there, Alex, I'll probably be
Olympic Park's a fair distance from Parramatta. Like I have to catch like
5-minute train ride, Alex. No excuse.
Well, that's my excuse. 5 minutes is my excuse. I'd love to go, Jack, but trains.
It's all good. But yeah, that's where we're moving forward.
I'll be there, Jack. Don't worry.
Cool. Be good to see you, mate. Be good to see you. Yeah, but that's the little Slate Comics spiel I've got for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right? Yeah, well, thank you. Well, we have someone else new on the show too. Another Jack. Jack, we're running a little bit over time, but can you give us a little bit of a hey, how you doing? Who's your daddy? What does he do? That sort of thing. Introduce yourself.
Just a regular guy from Sydney. I draw a lot. Into pop culture. I mean, that's really about it. I mean, I see you guys on Friday Night Drink and Draw all the time. So I was like, when Rob followed me, and I was like, I know you from Drink and Draw. And then I guess that's how I got in.
Excellent.
Yeah, awesome. And you got good taste in hats, so you got that going for you. Well, Sis, it's about that time. Shall we take a look at some pieces that have come in?
Yeah. So the first one that came in was from Rob O'Connor, and he was trying to appease the masses. He said when he did a search online, he kept finding him in a bath. So he said just to appease the masses, he would draw him in a bath. With a rubber ducky, just to add a little bit of flavour to it.
Great work, Rob.
Very good.
I'm choosing to believe that rubber duck is a budgie. That's my...
It's got to be. Very
That's
cool.
Freaking great.
Well done, Robert.
Yeah, well done, Rob. Good on you, mate.
Sam hasn't sent in a picture for a while. She sent this in.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Is there anything we should know about the horse? Is there a special story? Because most video game footage I see, it's him riding a horse.
Well done.
Jack?
That's a good horse, too.
It's actually he's actually another main character himself. The horse's name is Roach. Now he's had a he's a witcher. He's undergone mutations, and that so it gives him an expanded life. He's been around for, I think he's about 230 years old. I think, don't quote me on that, but I know he's quite old, and obviously horses don't live that long. But he names every horse that he has Roach. He's very particular with the horse that he chooses, and it's written in the books that the Witcher occupation, it's a very lonely, trade and whatnot. So he's on the road on his own all the time. They call it on the trail, and Roach is essentially his best friend. So he spends more time with Roach and speaks to Roach more than he does any character or any person in his life. So Roach is a very important character.
So every horse he has, it gives it the same name.
Same name. He calls it Roach. Yep.
Now, is that what you do? On the fateful day when Sizzle passes away, and then I get a new best friend, and I say, your name's Sizzle now, and I make him wear a hat.
I'm not saying Rob hearts aren't broken. I'm not saying that, but
So, for all you know, this is like the third Sizzle. I'm not sure. I have a friend who has a Rottweiler named Rocky. It's his fifth Rottweiler called Rocky, and so I just don't know if that's. Is that a tribute or is that a? I don't know. I don't want a new Sizzle. I want the OG Sizzle. Speaking of, let's. I think we've got Jim Lee's son is up next.
I just want to ask before you go out to the next drawing, who did the last one?
Sam.
Do
you have a last name or anything on Sam?
She didn't send in the last name. I know who it is, but I've forgotten because she has about 3 names on her email, and I don't know which one to use.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good, Sam. Excellent. And you did the horse very well.
It's awesome. I'm choosing to believe it's Geralt of Rivia.
I think he could have made a cameo on tonight's show.
And you should know who the next one is, son of Jim Lee.
Oh,
nice. Whoa, look at that face.
Wow.
Duchan. I can't see it yet.
You can't see it?
Yeah, Duchan. Yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah. 47 fine liners it took.
Just for each arm.
Yeah,
Well
Duchan is now in hospital with a bad wrist infection.
Very good, mate.
That's awesome, Duchan.
Yeah, that is really
awesome
good
stuff. And Janet is becoming a bit of a regular. Janet Locke.
Oh yeah,
Janet. Well done.
Rightio. Oh, that's the bard. That's the toss the coin to the Witcher dude, I think.
Hey, Jack, I want to ask you a question about The Witcher.
Yeah, mate.
I noticed a few. He had one sword on his back all the time, and sometimes he was carrying one, and I'm thinking, did the artists always put that? Did they forget that he'd already put it in his hand and they'd given him 2, or is he supposed to have 2 or 1 or what?
No, that's a good question. He does carry 2 swords. In the Netflix show, he only carries 1 because Henry had a bit of trouble. They were trying to make it practical to carry the 2 swords. The one is a steel sword for just, for regular humans and regular beasts, and the other one is a silver sword, strictly for monsters. So,
right.
yeah, so he does have the 2 swords, yes.
Was this a controversy in the fandom, in the Witcher fandom? Going like, oh, I can't watch this TV show with inaccurate sword references.
No, well, there was. It's actually funny you say that. There were a lot of people pissed off that he did it when they showed the original, set footage of him with just the one sword. There was a bit of an outcry, but yeah,
I'll get pissed off as well. I'm actually quite angry, and I'm not even a fan.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any complaints.
Jack, did he have the other sword, like on his roach or what?
Yeah, he had it tucked on the side of Roach there. Yeah, so you can actually see it in scenes where he carries, the steel sword on his back. But when he's getting ready to take on a contract, you can see him switch the swords out.
Oh, right.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Or beware what you're not using.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. The next one is Travis Richardson.
Hey.
Look at that. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Wait, there's a word balloon there. I take my work real seriously. I know.
It's the one sword.
That's for our audio listeners. Alex likes to read out the thing. Can you also describe it, Alex? Because I just realized all very well.
Oh, yeah, for the audio listeners, sorry. Yeah, there's like a handsome man holding only one sword. I think we already had a controversy about it, so I'm not going to
outrage.
It's a very beautiful drawing, though, and the pencil's very fine, light. And you don't see my hand motion to show you.
Yeah,
that.
of course.
I'm making a hand
Alex
gesture
waves
as
his
well.
hand in a circular motion.
Exactly.
And next, we have Spedsy.
I need to give some disclaimers for mine.
Hey, well done, mate.
Well, it's weird. So I've been trying to push, like, what do you call it? Like stances and whatever. I pushed this one too much and it doesn't necessarily work. And then I gave it this elaborate background. I don't know. I just think it's...
Does the L shape mean anything?
He's standing, mate.
Yeah, but he was meant to be standing weird, but it's almost not weird enough. It just looks weird.
It looks great, Rob.
And then the background became so elaborate, and I was like, "This background's too good for the drawing."
It's a nice background.
So those are my
fantastic.
You know what it reminds me of? That Netflix show. Is it called Disenchantment?
The Witcher. The Witcher is called, yeah.
The other one, the cartoon, the Matt Groening cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, The Witcher.
What? Yeah. So anyway, it looks like that. It looks like it would totally fit in. I'm trying to throw a compliment at you, Rob. It was a genuine compliment, Rob. Like I wasn't trying to be an asshole this time.
I leave the drawing too late before the show, and then I'm just like, that'll do. And then I did this background, and I was like, whoa, I should have saved that background for a good drawing. Damn it!
It's a good drawing.
And tomorrow, when you see a new Witcher in the middle of those trees. Anyway, let's go on to
Davo 77.
Oh,
hell yeah!
Oh, it's very different from his usual stuff. Great work.
Yeah. Good one.
Nice,
oh, that's cool. I like that.
Very different.
Followed up by his daughter, Kiana.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Ah, good on you, Kiana.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, has he got a scar on his eye?
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's got a scar.
Your daughter is biting at your heels, mate.
Yeah.
That is excellent. She is catching up.
Yeah, that is great.
She's only 14, whereas Davo's 77.
Oh, Disenchantment. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it looks like Rob's drawing comes straight from there.
I don't take reference from The Simpsons at all. I wasn't
Well, what's The Simpsons? Disenchantment, anyways. But it was a nice look. It was like the more prettier looking Matt Groening shows. Because it had this painted background. Jeez.
Nice.
Make a compliment and then people get offended.
Sorry, genuinely, thank you.
This is why I'm an asshole, because like either way you're gonna be offended.
No, you can't offend me. I love you too much. It hurts on a deeper level.
I appreciate the romance going on. Although you already told me you like Sizzle more, so you know.
The OG Sizzle. We're not sure.
Yeah, we're up to number 4. So
yeah.
Sizzle 3 was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Sizzle 5 personally.
Cool.
5.
Now,
Train
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really
I can't
good.
see it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, well done, mate. Monster and all.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
is
really good.
exceptional. Yeah.
I was hoping to see some sex appeal from Tony's artwork tonight, so I'm a little disappointed. Putting that out there.
Oh, look at that. So there you go. Nick's now taking over the asshole role from me.
Wow.
And I've got some bad news for you, Mr. May. You're following Tony Menzies.
I love it.
Yeah, that's
cool. More. Finally, I'm not the only one doing cameos.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex. I stole from you.
That's all right. I thought that was a dirty condom on the shoe at first, but it's not.
Yeah. Funnily enough,
Thank you.
I had to look closely and go like, "Oh, it's not what I think it is," and I'm like, "I don't think it is what I think it is."
That's so cool. So cool.
Very cool.
And Brad sent his three.
Hey,
nice.
Brad.
Awesome.
What's her name?
Well done, Brad. Good on
What
you,
is
mate.
her name? Her
said
name is, when you Google Witcher woman, that's what comes up. So boom.
Ooh, Witcher woman.
Yeah, what's her name, Jack? It's something starting with C.
Siri.
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 Yeah, that's her name.
Like the phone, like my iPhone. The woman
Don't
inside
say
my
that too
iPhone.
loud.
Is she in Disenchantment as well, or is that someone else?
Very close.
Very close.
Wow. Good work, Brad.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's great.
Yeah, mate.
I sent a second picture as well. I don't know if you got that
Oh,
one.
you did?
Sis. Yep.
Oh yeah, I got the email. There's no picture in it.
There's
Where
no
are your
picture on it.
emails, Sis? Are they down a hole?
Oh, hang on.
I got your email.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to retrieve it.
It was just handed to me.
Sorry, the picture was for some reason it wasn't showing. I found it.
Yeah, this is.
It's just like
this is-
your head seems to move a lot for like a.
I
yeah,
think
there's an
what it
email
is,
coming
I'm not
through.
wearing my glasses, so I have to go a bit closer to the screen.
Oh, you have to read
You
each
normally wear
individual
glasses?
letter. Well,
This
while
is
you
awesome, Brad.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud
It
of it.
won't download.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, I got it now.
while you do some loading. Oh, sorry.
Two swords.
Excellent.
That's best work yet.
It's not bad.
Beautiful.
Let's check in with this guy.
That's mine. What are you showing? I thought you were going to show Brad.
Yeah, we just saw it there. Now it's your turn.
Brad, old news.
Your time to shine.
Looks like the guy is reaching for the camera, but he just can't reach it.
Keep moving.
That's beautiful,
Keep
Dave.
closer.
Nice.
So I want that GoPro.
Excellent. The deep black is wicked in his
Yeah, it's fun.
lower whatnots. Awesome.
Oh,
Did
no,
the
still
Witcher
got-
chop your tongue out with a silver sword, Dave?
Something like that.
We get to see the emojis that are used, and someone's used an angry emoji in
Oh,
reference
yes.
to our show.
That's interesting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to
Who did
know
I
who we
upset?
angered. Yeah, I don't know.
That might feel.
Oh, you can see who it is.
Oh,
I know
do
who
I
it
know?
is.
Is it?
Someone we know.
We love
that's
everybody equally.
I think it was an accident somehow.
Okay. Well, speaking of accidents, I don't know where I was going with that. Whoever I was going to throw to, it was an insult. But we're in that sort of weird period of the show, Sis, where unless you stop me, we're probably going to start dancing.
What about Jack?
oh, right.
The other Jack, Jay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
Jay, we need to see your
Oh.
drawings.
How does he see
Ah, there it is.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Goodness me.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Excellent.
Sorry about the light.
Yeah, what is that light doing up there?
I recently got it installed. I don't know why it's reflecting so badly.
Wow, that's excellent, man. That's really
Right.
good.
That's awesome.
Great work, Jay. Good on you, mate.
It's so cool to see the progress too from what you showed before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
pencil to that. Beautiful.
Okay, stretching, getting ready to dance.
Now, for the two Jack, it is a prerequisite, especially for those on the show for the first time. This is no longer a drink and draw. This is a dance and draw. So get your head bopping because it's time. Now, Alex, are we funky dance or funky rock? What are we talking here?
You know what? Always rock, I think. Although there's a bit of a pelvic thrust going to happen, but go rock. But that sounds like one of those 80 love movies.
Oh, hello. Oh, there's the sex appeal. What the heck?
It looks like it's shooting at Nick.
Okay.
Who is the hottest?
We got Geralt, we got Detective Budgie, and I think that's Roach 3.
Who smells like number 2?
It's
When I
he's
was
shooting
looking at
lemons out of it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, hello.
Woo! Who's that one? Oh, it's last week, wasn't it? Yeah, Mira
This
last
one,
week.
this one has a I don't know what's going on here. This franchise.
Who's that one Platinum Grit, is it?
No.
That's Kayleen Harris' character.
This one's a bit of sexual harassment going on, I think.
Everybody's smiling.
It can't be sexual harassment because everyone's smiling.
Exactly. That's not the rule.
Are they going to have a love child like Jack's character?
All right, Alex. So it's that time of the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, everybody, watch the video because we want to go viral. And then you're going to subscribe to this channel because you should. Go get your friends to subscribe and then be reminded, ring the bell. Because we're a YouTube show and I like to do what other YouTube people do. I like it how actually aimed correctly. Right.
I realised.
Well done, Alex.
That was not planned.
All righty, right. So what are we doing, Sis?
Jack, you've been drawing this whole
one?
time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Righto, Jack.
I just realised you got your head
Right,
down.
from last. I'm horrible at remembering who have shown and haven't. So
Are you?
I haven't done
is yours.
traditional art in forever, so I've tapped into me inner Jim Lee here and tried to do something.
Oh wow!
Damn.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
Well
great,
done, mate.
Jack.
There you go. I used about 400 microns myself on that piece. So, yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, now I'm just going to take a minute to study the walls behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all the posters and stuff. Yeah.
Can we have a tour?
Down in front. This
is my little office here. My missus absolutely hates it because the amount of money that's going into it, but you get that in the big job. So lots of nerdy stuff in here. Lovely.
No,
Awesome.
that's right, mate. You keep her out of there.
Yeah. I don't have to ask her very often. She comes in here and she just cracks the shit. So she stays out of it on her own accord. So yeah.
All
right.
Don't let her know what else.
Now
you've
we're at
bought
that stage.
recently.
We're at that stage where we're all going to talk about ourselves. So let's.
This poor person is looking through the newspaper for info on what projects our artists have been working on. And this lost individual is using a map to find where she can follow our artists on social media and buy their books. How about we save them the trouble and just tell them? We call this next segment shameless self-promotion.
And I'm going to cover everyone's face.
Uh-oh.
where did my dice go?
Coming out in April. We've got the pre-launch sale going on right now. It's at the ComX shop. You can go to this link here, take you straight to the book, and it's 20% off while it's in the pre-launch stage. So go grab one of those, and if you want, grab a few other things in the shop as well while you're there.
Do it.
Good call.
Just do it.
And I'll take this off the screen now.
Yeah, I have a bunch of books, but I have something done, ready to go. I just finished the cover today. I have a Kickstarter about to do the Notify Me thing. Sluggish 2 is about to drizzle. So brace yourselves, because next week I hope to push that thing hard. And yeah, so stay tuned to that beeswax. Quickness.
I've been dodging this bullet for a few weeks now, but I can finally say I've got 4 new books to sell. They're available at detectivebudgie.net. Holding them in my hand.
Yeah.
My boys. 10 stories. All about flight, featuring Alex Major, Rob Spedsy Lyle, Nick May, Michael McNamara and Tim McEwen, Nathan Grixty, Peter Wilson, Dave Dye, of course, and Jordan Pope. That's just one of many comics. I wrote one about my dad, who walked across Australia. So I've kept all these comics, and I've done little blurbs about each one. This is a real ripper. It means a lot to my dad. It means a lot to me, and you can own it too. This is a big one. Propeller Ella. Nice. It's a have a war comic. It's kind of laid out like a calendar. It's it's got some Da Vinci scrapbook vibes. It's a lot of fun. I wrote it with my girlfriend Jess. Recommend that one. There's even a little Spedsy page at the back. And lastly, a little mini comic. Robert Downey Jr. goes to the movies. So these are fun little comics that I did on Instagram, all collected here. Pretty much what Tony Stark might look like in my favorite film. There he is in Toy Story. This one's really fun. They're all great, and they're all available at detectivebudgie.net. There it is. Just revamped the website, so head over there, buy all my books, and that's all I got to say. But it's been a long time coming. That's like a year's work right there. That's 2022. So now I can start pushing and moving on to other projects.
Yeah.
Are they big comic related, or are you gonna do?
I got a few things cooking already. Don't you worry. Got some comics.
That's awesome. For the people who may have pre-ordered Propeller Ella and Flyboys, can you add to your pre-order to get the?
Yeah, we can talk. I'll sort you out, mate. I'll get you.
All right, mate. All right.
All my Detective Budgie books as well. If you haven't picked them up, now's a good time. I'm working on the 3rd Detective Budgie book right now. Awesome. So it's all happening.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Kicking all kinds of butt over at Detective Budgie Land.
That's it.
Excellent. How many butts are you kicking, Brad? All of them?
Well, it's tough having to follow that, I tell you that much.
Yeah.
So much material. I have my ongoing series, Tales Too Stupid to Tell, where I take old comics and change the words. Good for a laugh. People like it.
Yep. And?
Also, late last year, I finished Infinite Odyssey, the first issue of my 6-issue sci-fi series, written and drawn by myself. Very much inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's really good. Check it out. I'm very proud of it. It's got Romans in it. Yeah. And I also have, for the whole family, Alpha Sprites of Tara. This is something that I'm very proud of. I've worked very hard on it. I'm just working on the 2nd issue as we speak. This is a fantasy adventure with magical girls who grant wishes, but the wishes always go wrong. Check it out. You can get all these at ComX.
That's the 2nd issue there, mate. That's the 2nd issue cover there, is it?
Oh, this is actually the first full book. The number one you have is like the first story in this. This This is like 44 pages of comics.
Whoa. Okay,
so,
yeah.
And
so
is After Sprites, that's a family-friendly comic, is that right?
It is indeed. You can
Yeah.
tell it's got a monkey on the cover. Nothing bad can happen inside there.
No, because I was like last week, the lady, I forgot her name, she recommended people do more all ages comics. So
yes.
She's
after
yeah,
Well,
so you know, maybe Shane and Brad after the show talk about it, sort it out.
Yeah. They're all at the comics shop because edgecomics.com is, I can't edit it at the moment, so I can't add any of the things. But yeah, go to comics shop and buy my stuff.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, my turn. I don't have much to promote, so buy Brad's books, buy Nick's book, Fly Boys. I'm in it, so there you go. You can see some of that stuff, and then also the Moose 4. I'm in that, so buy that. And also Sizzle sells some of my comics, but buy other comics there too. So go to Sizzle's comic shop and just buy some books. And then I got an Instagram account. I'll post there every 14 to 18 days. Nick, your turn.
I have been struggling with putting together my story for Vamoose 4, but luckily I was visited by the script doctor during the week, Mr. Curry, so that should take shape in the next 6 to 18 years. I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, I've got a couple of pages in Flyboys there. Check out some of my scribblings on Instagram at Chernobyl. But enough about me. On to J/Jack.
I'm not as cool as you guys. I haven't really worked on comics or anything, but flattered to come on tonight. I guess my Instagram 8th Hokage art. That's really about it.
You do commissions or anything like that, Jay? Or
no, not really. I just draw whenever I can. I draw often. Making my way into comics and fan art eventually.
Right. If I really liked your art and I wanted you to draw something for me, would you be able to do that?
Yeah, I suppose I could do that. I don't really look for commissions, but yeah, if they come, they come. That's pretty cool.
Right. Good. So people could contact you for that sort of thing whenever?
Yeah.
And
I appreciate the plug-in.
and I assume you have an ABN number so I can get a proper receipt as well.
Just ignore him.
I'm sorry. You didn't need ABN numbers for a PayPal anyway.
Oh dear.
All right, I'll take over. I guess you finished, Jay.
Yeah, thank you for making me very comfortable before my first time.
No worries, man. Thanks for joining us.
I'm just trying to get the 8. It's 8 Hokage. Oh, there's double H.
Yeah. 8 is this weird spelling too, isn't it? 8th. At first I thought it ended with a T, but it's actually with a H.
Yeah. So because I'm trying to find you on it. So if I just drag this out, then maybe you'll be found.
Well, here, so you can see all his name. There you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
It ends with art, not Jackie though. That's my YouTube. I should change it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have a YouTube channel. What do you do on your YouTube?
Oh, well, because I can't comment without having an account or something, isn't it? I think that's how it works.
So it's not 8 Hokage
art. It is 8 Hokage art. Yeah.
Okay, 8 Hokage art. Oh, okay, cool. Found it.
Oh, cool.
Cool, no worries. Yeah. So it looks
I'm
like
glad you got that sorted, Alex.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that's
other
it.
people as well. So people watching, I hope you guys are also on this adventure trying to follow Jay.
While you've got your phone out, Alex, do you need to look up anything else or add something to your shopping list? Because we've got time. So
I thought so. Yeah. Anyways, okay, go. Sorry, Dave. Sell your stuff.
Oh, that's right. I think I already did. That's my address there for comics. I've got comics in the comic shop down here. So go to the comic shop.
Did he freeze?
Oh, okay, I thought that was me.
That's typical, isn't it? But anyway, you've got that. I've got a story in Flyboys.
Yep.
Also,
Yeah, hell yeah.
English number 4, which should be soon. Did that go all right? You freeze?
No, we got most of it.
Okay. All right. That's all for me. Over to Jack.
Jack, where can we find you and Slate Comics?
We operate mostly off of Instagram, and you can find us at Slate Comics Official. I'll pull that up real quickly just on so people can see. Yeah, that's
Don't worry, Alex will do it.
That's what the page looks like. Slate Comics. Slate Comics, is it?
Yeah, Slate Comics Official. I'm just trying to stop it from blurring, but yeah, a little red picture there with character Colt. Yeah, that's where you can find me. And like I said earlier in the show, we've got a Kickstarter launching next Wednesday at I think about 12:30 in the afternoon. So we're really looking forward to that. Hopefully, kick some goals on that one.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Smash it.
And I just wanted to thank you guys very much for having me on as well. I really appreciate it. And just again,
anytime.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
Yeah, we're always looking for fresh faces to have on the show. Yeah, we dare not be called a clique or anything like that. We always try to keep people fresh faces and expand this community as much as we can, because that's what we've been about since the beginning. So, and speaking of community and all that sort of stuff, I'd be remiss I should have said this during my plug section thingy, but this dropped
cool.
earlier this week. So Sky's Cavern Library 3. It has Sky's origin story done by Peter Lane and Mark Oliver. And then you have a 8-page Spedsy story, which takes Sky into the Spedsyverse for his second time, really, if you've read the first issue. Picks up where Vermoose 4 left off. So you're all like, what? But I haven't read Vermoose 4. Neither have I. And then Mr. Dave Dye features in here as well, where Sky meets Rick McClune. Rick McClune of Reverie Publications. So there are 2 covers, one by Jason Paulos, one by myself. They are available right now at Sky's Cavern Library on Instagram, or drop Peter Lane a message. Otherwise, they'll soon be up reveriepublications.com.au and comx.shop. So I just wanted to thank Peter Lane for letting me and Dave play in his universe.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed drawing that story that I did. Pete really wrote a really good story. That Rick McLean is a little rip of that story. I think people enjoy that. Very, very cool. Speaking of all ages, it's a very cool book. Pleasure to be a part of it. So thanks, Pete. Thank you to everybody. Just to repeat myself, so if you're a creator or an illustrator or a writer or anything in the realm sort of comics or comics adjacent, please, if you'd ever want to be part of the show, just yell out to either Sizzle or myself or even Quick or anybody. They'll send your emails and whatever to the right places. Because we're always looking to support everybody. So, rising tides, ships, something, communities, unity, all that good stuff. So don't be shy, even if you just want to send in some illustrations for us to show on the show. If you've got a Kickstarter going you want us to talk about, you don't have to come on yourself if you're camera shy. We can do the pimping for you. Just tell us what to say, because we're here to make everybody's projects and whatever reach a larger audience. So yell out. That's what ComX is here for. So let's get cracking. Until then, next week we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day with a no guest full house. Sizzle will be drinking. So
yes, this will be interesting.
Yeah, that could. It's one of those loosey goosey shows that Dave loves. And we will be drawing sort of anything kind of leprechaun sort of thing in the least offensive way possible. It's going to be very interesting. So brace yourself for that one. But that's next week. Right now, it's time to say goodbye, and we will catch you.
That's the wrong one, Nick. I have an iPad. Sorry. That was a visual gag Nick and I were working.
Okay.
I screwed up. I'm not using my iPad Pro. It's a mini. Anyway, sorry guys. Apologies for the unprofessional.
I'm also sorry.
It's been a bit of a theme tonight, Alex. Thanks.
He's done it again.
Anyway, see you guys later.
Yeah, I don't think we could end it better than that. So, somebody call the police because the show.
Someone should call the police. The show has been murdered. But in 1 week we will rebuild it. Better, stronger, faster. In the meantime, head to comx.shop and powder your chestnuts on a copy of Detective Budgie by Nick Cleary, Amazing Tales by Dave Dye, Vamoose by Nick May, Battle for Bustle by Lee Chalker, Radical by Ed Kearsley, Sluggish by Spedsy, Crimson and Rascal by Peter Wilson, ComX Presents featuring so many of the creators that have appeared on this show. And so much more. Alright Sizz, press the button. End the show. Don't make me butter your biscuit. Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle? Sausage says